Alright, today we're having a look at Donkey Kong Redemption by Campbell 464. Alright, so here we are in Donkey Kong Redemption by Campbell 464, and I was just recording a little bit for the title screen, and I ended up getting killed, I guess. So we're just going to continue from here. Now, it says we've got to survive 60 seconds to see whatever we're going to be able to see. Survive until Donkey Kong arrives. Crouch is L2. Okay. I'm liking the look of the arcade cabinet. I think that's actually really kind of cool. So that is one thing going for it. We've got no abilities besides crouch. And our lives are simply the one. But not like the one as in the Matrix one, although it does feel a bit Matrixy having to dodge along like this. Okay, we got walls that are closing in. That's not so good. And we got dripping bits. So I guess what we're looking at here is kind of a survival challenge dealy. I wish they had a actual... Okay, I guess we made our 60 seconds. And okay, Donkey Kong has shown up to defeat Bowser, to redeem himself, I suppose. I mean, like, that wasn't... oh God. It's... Bowser's been reduced to parts. Twitching parts. That's it? I mean, that's it? That's all we got? I mean, I guess that's... I mean, I was kind of expecting more. I mean, it did say just 60 seconds, and that's not really a long time. I didn't figure we're going to beat it right in the first blush, but I guess we did that thing. Go us! Yay! Okay, survival challenge. We survived, and we're going to talk about it more back in the hub, but we'll see you there. See yas! And we're back, and Donkey Kong Redemption by Campbell 464, and it's I'm going with an orange diamond on this one. There are some interesting points to the level, I'll give it that, but I wouldn't say it's necessarily a great level, and it's certainly not really a fulfilling level. It's very much a survival challenge, and they do, at least Campbell does at least let us know that at the very beginning on the well, not on the title screen, but if you kind of look at the details of the level, they tell us that Donkey Kong wants to redeem himself for all of these years of terrible behavior, and all we have to do is survive 60 seconds, and then Donkey Kong appears and ends the level. And I do kind of wish, and we started to say that in the video before Donkey Kong actually appeared, timing, I kind of wish that there were a timer on the screen to let you know how long it was going to be until Donkey Kong showed up, like how much of the game that you still had to go through. I think that would have been relatively helpful. Now, as for the actual gameplay itself, it's relatively simple, but it is a little bit tricky. You've got the flames, the lava or flames dropping down from the ceiling. You're gonna have to avoid them. It's not too hard, but the hitboxes on them are pretty tight, to be honest, and every now and then you might brush into a flame that you think that you have actually avoided, and thereby ending the actual level. So I mean, it's an extra bit of challenge. I don't think it's against the level. I don't think it's a poor point, but it is there that you do need to be a bit persnickety about where you're actually placed in the level. Now, as far as the visual field of the level, I did like that part an awful lot. I liked the idea of an arcade cabinet. I liked the little bit of pixel art that was seen on the side. I thought that Mario, because perhaps the camera was so far pulled back, but I thought that Mario actually looked really quite like Mario in the N64. Mario 64, was it called? I don't remember. It's like 20 years plus from now. But anyways, I thought that that character looked and moved really quite well, all things considered. I wasn't as impressed by the Bowser or Peach models, but mostly because they were completely static. They just kind of stood there. They didn't do anything. They were placeholders to the level, and that was it. As you progress the level and eventually Donkey Kong does come in, does save the day, the Donkey Kong model is not so bad. It's relatively decent. You go into that cutscene where they you pull up and they show you Mario and Peach and Donkey Kong are together and yatta, and then they pan down and there's like Bowser in split apart Bowser there, which was actually kind of weird and a little bit creepy. But also on top of that, so when I was playing for Pips and then when I was checking to see that I had actually heard what I heard, and I'm pretty sure that in that section Mario says, "So long, gay Bowser." And like, yeah, that's a thing, I suppose. It's not really a cool thing, but it is a thing. I'm 95% sure that that's what I heard, and if that's what I heard, that's kind of crappy, to be perfectly honest. For that reason alone, I would consider giving it an even lower mark, but I've got enough of a question mark in my mind that I'm not entirely sure. And the level itself, level qua level, is relatively decent for how extremely limited it is. I'm going to be keeping an eye on Campbell 464 as far as levels that they're producing in the future. It looks like they're trying to do a Super Smash Brothers type of level as a kind of a future project. They mentioned they're doing bigger things, but that they're more time-consuming things. And we'll see what they produce, and we'll see how we feel about the things that they produce. But for what we've got here, it's a minute long. It's not a bad level, and I wouldn't necessarily recommend against playing the level, but I don't know if it's something that I particularly myself feel like I need to go back to. And I think that pretty much does it for us this go about. So, from me, Risco, here in Osaka, to all of you out there, wherever you may happen to be, thank you. Arigato, arigasama, sayonara, see you, and ciao.